guys, what's going on? It's TMJ in the USA, Season 2, Episode 16, Nevos.
Here we are in Texas still.
Still in Dallas, man. Dallas, Texas, getting the morning hit cardio done in the house.
No Neve whatsoever once again.
Nevos MIA, as per usual, with the morning cardio.
So here we walk up to IHOP with our good mate, Big J.
Big J back in the house, of course, man. We're in Dallas, Texas. Big J just followed us like a bad smell.
Well, I wouldn't say he followed us, he chaperoned us.
No, he was very hospitable, man. Big J.
Chaperoned us.
Big J, one of the most... You know, the funny thing is, man, everyone that we spent time with in Texas, very hospitable. Were they not?
Texas was probably the most... no, I won't say that because Charlotte was very hospitable as well.
Well, they say in the US, they say that they're a southern hospitality.
But it's very in Texas it was very, what's the word before? Very...
Enhanced.
Enhanced,
There
yes.
was a southern hospitality off the chain, man. Anyway, had our breakfast at IHOP, man. I had myself egg white chicken fajita omelet with some broccoli. Big J had himself some grits, man.
Big J had everything.
You see them grits? A lot of Australians have no f***ing idea what grits are. You want to explain to them, Nevosh?
It looks like oats, isn't it? The something inside of something.
It's Big J was explaining it because I thought it was oats, but it was like a weird color, and it was actually the inside of corn kernels. So if you got like corn kernels and squeeze the corn out and then cook that shit, that's grits.
That's grits.
It's also gross.
Yes. Just on the left here, you'll see a lot of people stop there. I don't know if you can get it. There's a big Texas state. What do they call it? It was like a plaque. I don't really know what it was. Texas
Apparently
state.
it was pretty important. We
Yeah,
drove straight past this and didn't give a single Boom!
There's Stephen.
Look at the front double bicep out the front of...
Metroflex.
the original Metroflex Arlington, Ronnie Coleman's gym of preferred fitness facility. Would you go so far as to say, Nevosh?
Just quietly, I don't know why this would be his preferred fitness facility when he's got his own private home 5-star gym.
It's actually funny because we trained with Ron the day before, and obviously this Metroflex Arlington is where he shot all of his pre-Olympia videos. So Relentless, Redemption, Invincible, Incredible, all of those DVDs were all shot here, and we discussed it between ourselves. We said, man, your home gym is actually a better gym than Metroflex.
Obviously, the gym... You train this gym on the videos for the effect.
Yeah.
But if you want a good training session, Ronnie, just train at home.
I think he does.
That's
most
what Corey
of the time
Matthews
now as
says.
well.
He said that he likes training here, but then 4 weeks out from his show, he just trains at Ronnie's home gym just so he gets a bit of peace and quiet.
Yeah, and Ron's home gym was hot, but Metroflex Arlington was like training in an oven, mate.
Look at my skin glistening, and this is the first set.
Yeah, and you just did a warm up and drenched in sweat.
So this is the 110 pounds, so this is about 50 kgs.
Yeah, so we trained some chest down at Metroflex Arlington, man. As per usual, we did shoot an entire episode in the gym with Team Massive Joes and Big J at Metroflex LBC, which will be a separate video, but you can get yourself some highlights in this video as well, man.
When Big J screams one more in your ear, you generally try and get one more rep.
You know what, though? Big J shits me sometimes because he'll say one more. Right?
And then he'll make you do like
and then he'll go, one more.
Yeah.
And then he'll go, one more. It's like, Big J, what the man? I just did another 5 reps.
Well, if he said 3 more, he'd have to redo his whole marketing campaign.
That's true. That's his whole shtick, isn't it? No more shirts with one more on it, Big J.
And this was a pretty cool machine, but it was probably the most unsafe machine we used in the whole of the United States.
Yeah, no safeties, nothing.
No safeties, and if you drop it, your f***ing shoulders are just snapped out of the socket.
Yeah, this was the one-way ticket to Snap City.
Which always happened with you. Luckily, me and Big J were saying there. Otherwise, you would have come back to.
I was,
Australia
wasn't I? We got that in the gym. I was doing. This was the first day of my carb deplete for the men's physique show, man. So I was at that point where you just can't get those last few reps out, and I couldn't get those last few reps out, and you guys were talking amongst yourselves, and I got pinned under that machine. Shit.
So we had to come and lift you off. So.
Yeah. And then we moved on to this here pec deck, man. Really cool pec deck, I got to say. Didn't have a seat.
It was standing.
But it.
It hit your chest more than pretty much any other pec deck you've seen in a long time.
It was good. You can check that out, man. Look at the blood being pushed into that bitch right there, man.
And the front hit the front desk a little bit, only because it didn't have the adjustable handle, so you had to keep your arms in that sort of flex position.
Yeah, that's right. And then we moved on to some cable crossovers, man, with the American flag in the background. Cool cable crossover machine here as well, Nevosh.
Well, it's pretty much your typical cable crosser.
Pretty standard. It was cool because Ronnie's used it many times. That's what made it cool,
man. And the amount of flags hovering above your head.
Yeah.
You actually got a pretty cool photo with the flag just above your head.
I did.
A bit of a pose.
Yes, I believe I posted that on our Instagram account. Follow us at Massive Joes.
Just quietly. But this gym had that many different. It had a lot of different machines that we have never seen. Probably, I personally like the old school machines because a lot of the movements are a lot more. They hit your muscles a lot more. In some of them.
A lot of machines these days, man, are just over-engineered. You know, a lot of
they're done by scientists who, or I don't know if they're
engineers. Let's call them engineers
who probably have never actually trained a day in their life.
And hold on a sec, the shirt's coming off.
In the middle of the gym.
Check out the whiteness on the giraffe, mate. Look at the transparency in the skin.
Like I've said to you the whole
You
trip.
can see the heart beating and everything.
If you actually had a whole trip, like I've said to you the whole trip, if you actually had a tan, you'd be able to see all the fucking cuts.
Can't see shit. I just look like the great white.
You do. The great white giraffe.
Anyway, that was the end of our workout. You hit some poses as well, Nevos, but we didn't get them on camera, mate.
Well, mate, when you're sitting there at fucking 8% body fat or whatever the you're sitting at, and then Nevos rolls in fucking beer belly.
Yeah, but mate, some people like the swole, you know what I'm saying? And then we hit the road again. Where are we off to here, Nevosh?
We quickly went back to the hotel, got changed, and then now we're heading to the Dallas Cowboys game. I'm trying to get Big J's GPS to work, but it just didn't seem to want to work.
Yeah, this was one of the...
America spends $1.2 billion on the fucking stadium. Texas can't find it. And I want to say, Nevosh had some greens in that meal.
You did. So we ended up finding Cowboy Stadium. We had to park the car damn near 10 miles away because there's no parking at the stadium that you can actually get within reasonable walking distance. So we started walking, then we had to take ourselves a mid-walk meal.
What you don't know, this was actually only like 2 minutes into the walk.
And then we kept walking, man, and check this out. As you can see on our left-hand side here, man, walking towards Dallas Cowboys Stadium. It's now known as AT&T Stadium, Nevosh. They picked up the naming rights. I did a bit of Google research.
When one T isn't enough.
Do you know how much the naming rights are costing them, man?
Probably 200 million.
No, not that much.
Well, for 15 years.
Well, what? I think it was Google or Wikipedia told me it was like 16 million a year.
Oh, I meant 20 million, not 200 million.
Just for the naming rights. 200 million could buy you a damn stadium, man.
It could. I've been to a lot of sporting events, AFL, NBA, or Australian sporting events, but this was like a party.
Yeah, this is real cool for a lot of our Australian viewers at home, man. The US viewers obviously know what's up, but the Australian viewers don't. So this is cool, man. This is walking into the stadium, and what the Americans do, they do this. It's called tailgating. So they'll come with like their big SUVs and trucks, man, and like pitch up tents and have TVs going on and barbecues and cookouts, and there was guys with full smoke grills going on, and they won't even go to the game. They'll just set up outside the stadium, listen to the crowd, watch the game on TV.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of games at the old Amy Stadium here in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's very similar. You've got Max Bashir Reserve out the front, so a big oval out the front, which is very similar.
Yeah.
The thing is, you've got 75-year-old grandparents cooking their little barbecues, listening to their little wireless Walkman.
Yeah.
And here you've got...
The Americans come with like 60-inch plasma TVs. I saw this guy, I didn't get it on the video, but I saw...
fireworks.
I saw them open up this SUV. It must have been like a H2 Hummer, man, and it was like a disco inside there.
It's a discoteca.
And then we walked into this here AT&T Stadium, aka Cowboy Stadium, and I got to tell you, man, I had heard a lot of good things about this stadium, and my expectations were pretty damn high, and my expectations were smashed the out of the ballpark.
This was like walking into a 5-star hotel.
It was like
5-star hotel lobby.
You know, it was like
see chandeliers hanging from the roof.
It was like we had just gone back a week and we were back in Las Vegas.
We're back in the Bellagio, pretty much.
It was unbelievable. Just the attention to detail. Like, most stadiums, right? You have like seating and you have the stadium, and then like throughout the concourses and that, it's just like bare concrete and shit. And you might have places to get like some meals or some food or whatever. We're talking like marble floors, chandeliers hanging from the roof. We're talking full curtains. We're talking massive glass pat. It was just like unbelievable.
It was crazy.
Just unbelievable.
But then you
man.
look at, I'm going back to Adelaide again, but you look at Adelaide Oval that's just been built.
Yeah.
This is 5 years old, and it makes Adelaide Oval look like we just walked into a jail.
Yeah, it does.
Concrete everywhere, bars everywhere. But this has, as Joe said, tiles, paintings, and just everything.
It was crazy, man. Then we walked into the stadium, caught the end of the American national anthem, which of course we had to stop and salute for, absolutely, and then made our way down to our seats, man.
It was the thing that was different with the American national anthem as well.
Yeah.
Is every single person sings the national anthem
And they stop.
and they stop.
What they're doing
You go to
and
Australia.
wait.
You go to Australia. The Australian national anthem. Everyone sort of
Yeah.
little hum. Nobody does anything.
No one cares.
People mouth the words.
Patriotism, not even once.
Everyone look at everyone waving their towels.
Yeah.
Everyone was very patriotic in America.
Absolutely, man. And check out the seats. 3 rows from the front, man. Middle of the pitch. We hit the jackpot with these tickets.
And nobody
man.
sat in front of us, so we just squizzled our way down.
Yeah, we ended up having front row seats.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It was.
And check out the size of the stadium, man. Like, look at it.
Well,
Words cannot describe it. I cannot. I'm lost for words.
I could not believe because...
Hold on, Nevos. Stop. Let the viewers experience a touchdown.
There's the touchdown. Boom.
So that was the first touchdown, and check this out, man. The cool thing also about this stadium was that every single seat had one of those intensity towels laying on it. So every single person in the stadium who had a ticket, who had a seat, had a towel to wave around when the touchdowns come around.
Yeah, right, look at Joe waving. Joe was excited.
I was into it, mate. It took me a while because I was just in awe of the size of the stadium and the number of people. But I settled in after the first touchdown, man, and I was into it.
It was
I was
crazy.
cheering for the Cowboys, man.
The good thing as well is with the size of the field, there's still, just think, there's 80,000 people here. It's not like an AFL game where the field's 250 metres long or whatever
Yeah.
long it is. This is only like 100 and something metres long.
Yeah.
And wherever you're sitting, you can see the whole entire field, but there's
Yeah.
80,000 people packed into this
A
place.
very small space.
In a very small space.
And the other really cool thing as well, there's something that we don't get at Australian sports is if you go watch the game, it's like you're watching the game. There's no like commentating, there's no entertainment at the game. It's just like you just go and watch the game, right? At American football in particular, there's commentating going on live as the game's on. There's entertainment non-stop. It's like a full event, isn't it?
You got the umpires talking, you got the bloody cheerleaders. I was a big fan of the cheerleaders.
Yeah, of course. And then this is the halftime entertainment. Of course, like I mentioned, the entertainment just never stops.
Then you went
man.
down, and here you are. You're actually down below our seats at the moment. So this is actually
was.
at ground level.
Yeah, this was ground level. And ground level, you could actually get right up to the field, just where I was just then, man. And actually, like, almost stepping onto the field. It was awesome. And then this little bit in here, I went for a bit of a wander at halftime. This little bit here that I'm about to show you in a second, this is the bar, obviously, the Miller Lite bar. And then this part here is where the Cowboys actually run in and out of the field from the change rooms.
Yes.
So as a fan, you could actually duck down there and go and, high five the team as they're running out and running in.
People line up and obviously give them high fives. And,
Yeah.
and
They've just taken the experience of going to watch a game to another level.
And even throughout the whole, I went down there to go to the toilet once in the middle of one of the quarters.
Yeah.
And there was people lined up to actually taking just photos in front of the players' race.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's what
Love
it's
it.
called, players' race.
Yeah.
And of course, man, had to get me some gains at halftime.
Well, Big J was getting his gains on with the Miller Lite.
he was supporting the beer company that supports the Cowboys.
And then Joseph was having his ISO 100.
I had myself some hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, man. Of course, got that diet going on, man. Got to be prepared. But
And then the dance cam.
we got to insert some original audio here for the viewers at home as well. And that's just another example. And Nivos, we were saying at the game, because before we left for this tour of the USA, we actually went to an Australian rules football game.
We did.
At the all-new Adelaide Oval in Adelaide, where we are based. And it was boring as
It was.
wasn't it?
We both nearly fell asleep in that.
We
before
sat
the half.
there, it was cold, we were shivering the whole time. We just wanted, it was horrible.
Yes.
But this here, man, this was just, the Americans with American football just take the whole experience and
I
the
actually just saw it.
entertainment
They've got the
man.
dance cam, they've got the kiss cam. I was a bit upset you and Big J didn't get on the kiss cam.
Yeah, we were trying. I was going to give Big J a big bear hug, right? Absolutely.
And just that much going on just everywhere.
That's it. And then the game finished, man. And as the game finished, obviously everyone filing out. And we thought we'd take a little bit more of a tour around the other side of the Cowboy Stadium. Literally, like they have tours at this stadium.
Yeah.
Like when games are not on, you can come and you can book a tour just to see the stadium and the size of the TV
look how
screen.
high it is. And the size of that super screen.
Yeah.
It's just, look at it.
Just the size of everything. And
What do they say? It's like 60 metres long.
yeah.
If you think about how big that's a good punt.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That's the word they use over here, punt. I don't think they use the word kick, do they?
Kick. And then we hit the road again, had to go get ourselves a meal. What's going on there, Nivosh?
Big J's getting ready
Is
to
that
go
Joe
live.
doing some work on the road?
Getting ready to go live, and Big J is very excited.
Big J, keen to see the Big J's intensity live in Australia, man. It is actually, no, we'll save that for the last bit of the video, I think.
All right.
Yeah. Where were we heading here, Nivos?
We're heading for some food.
We did.
So I hope we
No. Really? Wouldn't have guessed it.
Well, we tried to go to like 3 different... That was the funny thing, is after the game, there was that many restaurants surrounding the stadium. They were all closed.
shut, yeah.
So obviously being 11:30 at night, there's not a whole lot of places open on a Sunday night.
That's it. And IHOP, you can get your egg white fajita omelette. You can get good coffee. And it's
coffee.
open 24 hours a day.
And Big J had his egg whites.
Yeah. And I'm
It's-
still waiting for my check in the mail from IHOP.
Yeah, I know. What's going on there?
For all of these video plugs and endorsements. I had myself actually a chicken salad here, man. I need to go me some greens. I didn't have any at the game, obviously. So I got myself a big ass salad.
Big ass salad, and I think I just had my omelettes again.
And boom! Could that be the launch graphic
Oh,
for
the
Big
launch
J's
slide.
intensity, Nivosh?
Big J was almost beside himself at the moment, at this point in time.
Clean up in aisle, Big J.
Oh. Talk about Big J. Big J was right.
Oh, Big J was loving it. And then, of course, we headed back to the hotel. And there it is, man. Big J's Intensity live and available right now at MassiveJoes.com, man. In the delicious pina colada flavor, man. Got yourself 40 fucking serves. $59.95, Nivosh.
Let's be honest, you only need 3/4 of a scoop just to get things done.
Unbelievable. And while you're taking 3/4 of a scoop, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of TMJ in the USA, man. Where are we on to next, Nivosh?
Washington.
You have to watch the next episode. And perhaps you should also tell them where we coming to and from, Neve.
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay massive.